After a shortened season, we have reached the Major League Baseball playoffs. So today, I will be filling out my 2020 MLB playoff bracket. So for starters, this was the one baseball season I was able to get into because for some reason I just find the 162 game schedule to be too long for a season. I love the 60 game season. In fact, I would be down for a shortened season more often. And I am a fan of this unique playoff format where it's 16 teams in the playoffs. I think maybe if the playoffs are successful this year, maybe this can be the new normal. So let's get to my predictions for the 2020 Major League Baseball playoffs. So we're going to start off in the American League. So we've got the top seeded Tampa Bay Rays taking on the 8 seed Toronto Blue Jays. Now, all of these playoff series, they seem like good matchups. And I think this one's no exception. There are some talented bats on the Blue Jays, but I'm going to favor the Rays here. I just think the Rays pitching staff is a little bit better than the Blue Jay staff. So I'm going to go with the Rays in this one because I think this is a series where it comes down to pitching. So I'm going to pick the Rays here. Next, we have the Indians and the Yankees. The Yankees, they seem like the favorite in the American League to represent the American League in the World Series. While the Indians, they are still trying to bounce back from the Game 7 2016 World Series defeat against the Cubs. And I think this series will come down to the wire. But I'm going to pick the Yankees here. Although I think what's going to cost the Indians is I think trading Mike Clevenger. I think that's going to cost the Indians in this series. While both of these pitching staffs, they seem really solid, I just think missing Clevenger is going to cost the Indians in this series. I'm going to take the Yankees. Because the Indians still have Shane Bieber and Zach Plesac. Next, we have the Minnesota Twins and the Houston Astros. The Astros ended the regular season with a losing record below 500. But I think the Astros, they have experience in making a deep playoff run. So I'm going to pick the Astros in this series right here. Next, we have the Athletics and the White Sox. The White Sox, a very young team. The Athletics, they were at one point talked about as one of, if not the best team in baseball. So I'm going to, I'm going to go with the Athletics in this series. Next, we're going on to the National League side now, the Dodgers and the Brewers. Now, the Dodgers, they seem to be the favorite to win the World Series. But unfortunately, the Dodgers, they seem to get so close every year, but they just can't settle the deal. The Dodgers are kind of like the Dallas Cowboys of the Major League Baseball. So I'm going to go with the Dodgers in this, but I just don't know if they can win this World Series. Next, we have the San Diego Padres and the St. Louis Cardinals. What an exciting matchup this is going to be. San Diego, known as Slam Diego. I think the bats for San Diego are going to win this series, so I'm going to go with San Diego in this one. Next, we have the Chicago Cubs and the Miami Marlins. I'm going to go with the Cubs in this series. The Marlins, they're kind of an inexperienced playoff team, so I'm going to go with the Cubs here. I think their experience will pay off in this series. Next, we have the Atlanta Braves and the Cincinnati Reds. The Braves, they lost Mike Soroka for the season with an ACL injury, and Max Fried has been on the injured list. I'm going to go with the Reds here. I just think the Reds pitching staff will be a huge difference in this game. And plus, Atlanta sports, they seem to be cursed. So I will go with the Cincinnati Reds here. So now we are on to round 2 of the playoffs, and now we have the Rays and the Yankees. And I am going to go with the Yankees in this. Now the Astros and the Athletics. I'm going to pick the Athletics here. I just think that the Astros, they were struggling as far as the bats are concerned, not as good as last year. Many suspect that, in fact, maybe it was the trash cans on why the Astros were hitting so well in 2017, 2018, and in 2019. So I will go with the Oakland A's. Next, we have the Dodgers and the Padres. The Dodgers, their pitching staff, Kershaw, Walker, Buehler, with them leading the charge against an explosive San Diego Padres offense led by Fernando Tatis Jr. and Will Myers. You know what? I'm going to go with an upset here. I'm going to pick Slam Diego to upset the Dodgers in round 2 of the playoffs, because every single time in the Major League Baseball playoffs, it's only a matter of time until the Dodgers choke. I think they're going to choke earlier than expected. Next, with the Cubs and the Reds. And I will pick another upset here. I'm going to go with the Cincinnati Reds. There's just something about this Reds team that I think they'll be able to make a deep run in these playoffs. So now we are on to round 3. This is the American League the American League Championship Series. I am going to go with the New York Yankees to advance to the World Series. And now we have the National League Championship Series between the San Diego Padres and the Cincinnati Reds. And I am going to go with the Padres here, because the Padres, they made a lot of moves at the trade deadline. In fact, they made the most moves out of anybody. And I think these moves are going to pay off, because we see a lot of the times, not only in baseball, but in professional sports altogether, that moves that are made in the off season and at the trade deadline, they have a tendency to pay off. And I think it's going to pay off for the Padres here. Another instance of that. And now we get to the World Series between the New York Yankees and the San Diego Padres. And winning the World Series, I'm going to pick the New York Yankees. I just think that the run that San Diego is going to go on, I don't think it's going to end with the championship. I'm going to go with the Yankees here to win the 2020 World Series. So those are my World Series picks. Comment your picks down below, and like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.